What is going on, people? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Active Premium Full Accessory Kit that Active has recently released on their website to the customers. And in full disclosure, Active sent me this kit for free. I didn't pay a single penny. Now, in the email that they did send me, they uh, didn't mention that I had to say anything positive about the kit. They didn't mention anything at all. They just said, "Do you want it for testing?" And I said, "Of course I do." So I did an unboxing previously as well. If anybody wants to see the unboxing video, I did film it about a month and a half ago. Actually, more than a month and a half ago. And I never really ended up posting it. I thought I was going to include it in this video, but the unboxing isn't really exciting. But if you want to see the unboxing, just let me know and I'll post it. So I just made some notes on the box here previously. Some of which are that this kit's going to cost you $2.99 USD. Hopefully this is all within the shot. You can use discount code TCDC Active Accessories and that saves you 10%. That's straight from their website. You got 50 uses and that will help you save a bit of money. Now, previously I had an Active 2.3 discount code as well, which is the car detailing 23. That one got you 10% off of the Active 2.3 pressure washer. Now, it was limited to 23 uses, and I completely lost track of how many have been used, so you're going to have to kind of just try it out and see if that works for you. So yeah, do let me know if you want to see the unboxing. I can just post it if anybody out there wants to see it. Now, with the kit itself, I'll quickly go over what it comes with, some of the pros and cons of the whole kit in its entirety, and then we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into each one of the things that comes with the kit. I'll give you my recommendations at the end of this video. So this is all just going to be one take with some B-roll over top of it. So if it's going to get a little rambly, feel free to skip ahead. Okay, so you get 5 pieces with this accessory bundle, and basically, just going to put my notes there. I'll quickly show you what it comes with, and then so you get a 50-foot hose that's going to be steel braided. It's going to have stainless steel quick connects that are 304 and they're built in, and this is their own proprietary size of hose. I believe it's 5/16, so they say it's the best of both worlds. It's not as heavy as a 3/8 hose. It's not going to be as you know, weak and prone to breaking as a 1/4 inch hose. So it's supposed to be the best of both worlds. Like I said, it is steel braided. It is pretty flexible. It's not too bad. So I'll put that to the side. That's the simplest of all the items. And this hose, I believe, is rated for. So you got 4,000 psi, 12 GPM, and 212 Fahrenheit in terms of the maximum temperature that you can get out of this. The next thing we'll do, since I have it here on the cart, is the foam cannon. Now the foam cannon, if you were to buy this individually, it's going to cost you $85.99 US. This thing right here, as you can see, you see the design all over YouTube. If you follow their channel, plus a whole bunch of other YouTube channels, it's 1,000 milliliter capacity, which takes you right to the top. Fully 304 stainless steel head and quick connects, and then it's got the vertical and horizontal adjustments, as well as the spray pattern here. You can go wider, you can go narrower like this, and if you can hear this, it's got an audible click. Now, this part does not have a click, and the adjustment knob does not have a click. Only the horizontal and vertical has a click. To take this cone off of here, you just punch the pin out, and you'll find that it's got a single mesh filter in there, rather than the mesh, foam mesh combination that MJJC uses. So that was pretty interesting. Now, with this foam cannon, it's got 4,000 psi capacity, 4 GPM, and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So those are the specs if you want to use any of these things for other applications aside from car washing. Now moving on, we have the pressure washer gun back here. I'm going to disconnect it. Or actually, I'll show you in its entirety first. So you could probably see that there. The pressure washer gun is, it's very boxy, it's very ergonomic. Ergonomics was a big thing for them when they came out with this, and it's got a nice rubberized grip right here. Stainless steel, 304 stainless steel quick connects. This is under pressure right now, so I can't just pop this off to show you, but you can see it is a live swivel. It is on, and it is pretty good. I keep this on pretty much all the time. A little bit of water will dribble out of here, obviously, if the trigger mechanism ends like right here somewhere, so beyond that you're gonna have a bit of water dribbling out, but aside from that it doesn't leak. I've had it in the garage for the last month and a half, and it's been connected to pressure the whole time, and it's been pretty much good to go. So now, aside from that, this thing right here does give you max PSI of 5,000, 150 degrees Celsius or 300 degrees Fahrenheit in terms of operating temperature at the maximum, and then 12 gallons per minute. So if you were going to use this for a more heavy duty pressure washer application, like you're washing houses or concrete, you could if your system is below those specs. So that's kind of good to know. Now, it's only been since I would say the beginning of December or so that I've been using this, and I've been using the pressure washer gun almost exclusively, and I have put away my MTM for now. And in that time I've dropped it once accidentally, kind of scratched up the corner here. What else? Aside from that, I mean, pretty straightforward. There's something about this gun that I feel is better in terms of hand cramping. I don't know what it is, but my hands cramp up pretty easily, especially after the second or third wash, and this one's been pretty good. Now, that being said, the MTM is also really good, but this one has been excellent. Now, one of the things to consider is, though it has stainless steel quick connects on the both ends here, the internals are going to be brass, so part of the internals anyway, so not a big deal. The other thing to kind of consider, a lot of people pointed out, the grip area isn't as wide, so your hand is pretty much going to cover up the entirety of the grip area, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but if you have huge hands, you might kind of have a problem with that. My hands just perfectly fit in between that. Now, that's pretty much it for the actual gun itself. It does have an audible click as you kind of, I don't know if I'll be able to, over the sound of the pressure. I guess you can kind of hear that. It gets to like right there, and then it clicks. So you can actually get to full pressure before the click. So it seems like it gets to full pressure before the click. So I'm not sure what the click is actually there for, what the functionality is, but either way. So yeah, this pressure washer gun it's fairly simple. It works extremely well. It's very ergonomic, and I just mostly leave it connected. Now, moving on from that, let's talk about this bent lance here. This is going to be a 20.5 inch with a 20-degree lance bend here at the top, and it's going to be fully 304 stainless steel with this sort of plastic looking blow molded grip right here with some nice details with the Active logo. Aside from that, this is extremely simple. If you were to buy this individually, you're looking at $49.99 USD. And I actually forgot to mention that the gun itself is $79.99 USD, and then the hose was $109.99 USD. And the hose comes with a quick connect that is M22x14 for your pressure washer. So that's the last thing that kind of comes with this kit that I may not have shown. This tip right here does not come with it. This is the OG 40 degree with, I think, 4.5 orifice, I think, something like that. So that's what we have here. I normally use my pressure washer gun exactly how it is here with this connected. Of course, when I use my foam cannon, then I kind of just put this away back here, and you can connect your foam cannon. That way it's not at the end of a 20-inch lance, it's right here, and you're not going to have a bunch of downward pressure on your hands. So that's how the whole thing looks together. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. There's not much more to say about that. Just kind of put this away. Now, you might have noticed that as of right now, I do not have the hose connected. That's because I wanted to keep it to the side here to show you in this video. I do have my MTM 100-foot hose that is on a hose reel back there, So for practical reasons, I've been using that a little bit more often. Now for the first month or so, I did use this hose exclusively. And a couple of things I noticed with this hose versus the MTM hose is this hose is actually stiffer than the MTM hose. Now that's something to keep in mind as well. Though the diameter of it is a little smaller, in my opinion, it's stiffer. So when you go to wind this up or coil it up, you kind of have to lay it out to its length and then start the winding up procedure, and then you can coil it up pretty nicely. But if you don't do that and you try to coil it up, I find it's a little bit of a bear. Although overall it's not bad. It's not as easy as, say, a Flexilla hose, but it's still not bad. You can't complain that much. So that was each individual item, kind of the gist of it. The foam cannon here, from my understanding, is what kind of held up the rest of the accessory package from coming out, because everything else was already on their website for sale. The foam cannon was the latest thing, and I believe they were doing a bunch of research and development to this foam cannon to have it come out. And so I want to talk a little bit more about the foam cannon. Now, it's a great foam cannon. As you can see, it's got some great features, like it's a clear bottle, which isn't going to be as strong, but it does let you see what's inside a little bit easier. It's got this tripod design, which is wider, so you're not going to fall down. And then you got this area here, this neck, which allows you to grip it a little bit better, because this bottle gets extremely slippery when you got soap all over it. Now, that being said, you can see here the black little vents. I like how they're integrated into the actual cap itself, and they don't fall out. So one of the issues I used to have with my MJJC foam cannon 2 was the little red vents that were in the cap would always fall out. These are a little bit more integrated, and they are a necessary thing, because without those you would have too much of a vacuum in here, and you wouldn't be able to actually probably siphon up any of your liquid. So if I was to plug both of those holes and then try to use this, it wouldn't work as well. Now, aside from that, the foam cannon is very simple. It's in size very similar to the MJJC foam cannons. It's slightly taller than those, and this isn't a comparison video, but if anybody out there wants to see a comparison between this and the MJJC, which I'll grab from back here. So if anyone wants to see a comparison between these two, let me know and I can do that for you. But for now, we're just going to stick to only looking at this. Okay. Now there's one thing that I forgot to show earlier, but this does pertain to the foam cannon itself, in that they do give you 3 extra orifices to go in here. And the orifices, I'll show you, they're pretty simple. You can see them in my hand there. They have a little O-ring, and they're made from what looks like stainless steel as well. But the most important thing, let's see if I can get that to focus. They're etched, and I love that. So you can actually tell what size these bloody things are. I don't know how many orifices I have on my toolbox where I've lost track of what size they are, and now it's just a guessing game. So I love the fact that those are marked. And in the foam cannon right now I have a 1.45, because the active 2.3 kind of spikes in amperage with anything other than a 1.45, but you can switch this to fit your pressure washer and it's going to work out just as well for you. Now let's talk about foam quality. I've tried a whole bunch of different foams from this foam cannon here, and I may put some of that video footage over top as I'm kind of talking about some of this stuff, but the foam quality is as good as you can expect out of any foam cannon. I've tried pH neutral soaps, I've tried my Built Hamber Touchless out of here, I've tried my Coach Chemie Active Foam, I've tried my even the Optimum Touchless, and Armor Detail Supply soap. It does really well, I'd say, and with all those soaps, even the Adams Mega Foam. But it doesn't do quite as well as the MJJC Foam Cannon Pro version 2. I'll just throw that out there. I don't have a bias with or against any of those foam cannons, but I feel like this does just ever so slightly less foam volume. Now, I should have prefaced that by saying that The thickness of the foam is completely pointless. You have to remember that. It's a complete novelty item that just looks good on Instagram and TikTok and whatever, and it's just clickbaity. That's all it is. It doesn't actually do anything. And I had a video where I used some of this stuff here, and I used all four of the different orifice sizes from 1.1 to 1.25, 1.35, and then 1.45, all on the same panel, same vehicle. And as you can see, if I have footage here, the 1.1 just clumps and falls off the paint and starts to dry out the surface, but the 1.45 creates a nice thin layer of foam onto the surface, and that's really important because not only does it keep it wet, but if you're working in on a day where it's the sun's out, the white foam is going to not heat up the panel as much either. So that's something to consider. But mostly the wetting of the surface and soaking into the road film is what's important there. So that's why thick foam is not the way to go at all. And plus, then it sits on your driveway, and you have to spend a whole bunch of time spraying that off after. And if you're working in the winter, if you don't clean up that mess, it just becomes frozen foam the next day. And for any of those people that live in cold climates, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's kind of my little spiel there about the active foam cannon. If there's anything that I missed in this video, because I ramble, I know I do. So if there's anything I missed, please sound off in the comments down below. I'll answer those specific questions or even make a subsequent video about them. So now I kind of talked about the pricing. I've talked about what you get. You get pretty much everything you need to enhance your pressure washer experience. So kind of when the question comes up on the pros and cons of all this, I'm going to give you that, and then I'm going to tell you who this is for. The pros of this kit are that it's very well thought out. That's number one. And what I mean by that is you don't have too many companies out there that will give you an entire kit that you can just add to your existing pressure washer and enhance the experience. Now, if you have a pressure washer that you bought from a big box store, you'll notice that it comes with a crappy hose. It comes with everything crappy that's going to be attached to that pressure washer. So this kit is going to give you the one thing that you're going to need to enhance your pressure washing experience in every way possible. So I like that a lot about this kit. And then the rest of it, I like that the quality for the most part from everything is really good. I can't complain. Everything looks like it's built well. Everything looks like it's well thought out. They did some research and development. So very, very good on them for that. The rest of it, what else can I say that's good? I like that it has 304 stainless steel fittings all throughout. Even though brass, there's nothing wrong with brass. Brass is actually something you can polish and restore pretty easily. So if you have a problem with your brass fittings, take them apart, restore them, and they'll be good to go. Now, I do love the fact that it comes with 4 orifices for the pressure washer, or for the foam cannon. I like that the hose is somewhat lightweight in comparison. Like, you can definitely get a lot heavier when it comes to 50-foot hoses in this. And for pros, I think that's pretty much all I have. Now, for the cons, I have a major, I would say, con, and it's an easy one for active if you're someone from active is listening to this. This whole kit here comes with one M22x14 adapter that's going to go onto your pressure washer, and then you're going to connect your hose to this. Why would you not include the M22x15? I don't understand that. It would have been, what, a couple of dollars to include that. It takes no extra room in the box. Because what if you have the old Active VE52 pressure washer, which if you're a Canadian, that's the Simonized that I'm showing right now on screen. You can't use this kit straight out of the box with that system. Or if you have like a Greenworks or any other pressure washer like that. So to me, that seems kind of silly. I mean, the Active 2.0 and 2.3, this will work for those. This works for my Karcher K1900 pressure washer. But I just thought that was, it was something that I found irritating. Especially because I did want to hook this up with my old Active VE52. And I couldn't. So I didn't have the right adapter, and I definitely wasn't going to buy one specifically for this test. Now, that being said, I do have a different adapter for that pressure washer that lets me connect my other hoses. But this hose, this pressure washer hose, on the side that goes into the actual pressure washer itself, it's a male quick connect. So that's why they provide you with a female quick connect. So that was just one little gripe that I had. Now, the other one was with the hose itself here. I don't know if this is going to be a big deal to most people, but the flexibility of this hose, it's pretty good. But for $110 USD, I'll grab this. This is my MTM hose. I found this to be a lot more flexible. Now, that could just be me, but I think if you have the MTM hose, you'll find that it's an excellent quality hose. And this one here, it is also an excellent quality hose, but that was something I found right away, that it wasn't as flexible. So some people might mark that as a sign of quality. Maybe you won't care at all. So it's just something to consider. Now, the third thing I have here, let me pull this. This one pertains to the actual gun itself. I've been using this pressure washer gun exclusively. I've been putting my MTM one away. And let me show you something here. So, after only a month, this is starting to peel off. It was actually starting to peel off quicker than that. Now, that's why they have that, so I don't accidentally trigger that again. So I'll have to figure out what to kind of use to glue this back on or whatever the case is, but that was something I found was worth mentioning. And I didn't rip that off, it just happened over time. This is about a week, 1 or 2 times a week that I'm using this, or 2 or 3 times a week or whatever since I got it. So let's put this over here for now. What else do we have here on the cons list? And I do apologize if this video is starting to get a little long. I'm trying to edit less. So I wrote the foam control knob here isn't as smooth on this, I find. And yeah, so when I turn this, it's like the threads are binding. Like it becomes incredibly smooth here. And then it kind of, that's the least foam setting now. And then as I was dialing it in previously, it binds right there. So this is now completely, like it feels tight. So you might think that if you bought this that you're at the maximum foam setting, I keep saying phone, but if I crank on it a little harder, it overcomes whatever that was, and then it goes down and it locks out. Now you can actually feel it bottoming out. So the threads inside of there, I'm assuming they're not machined as well as they should be, and it creates that binding. So if you have this, you might notice that it has that middle area there where it kind of gets stuck. Hopefully yours doesn't come like that, but that's something I noticed as well pretty much right away. Now, who is this accessory kit for? This accessory kit is pretty much going to be for anybody that has a pressure washer that they use to wash their cars and they're using it out of the box stock. Okay, and if that's you and you want to upgrade your stuff, your gun, your hose, your lance, and your foam cannon, this kit is actually really good for you. And though it is $300 USD, which might actually be more expensive than your pressure washer, I still think it's a good deal to upgrade all of this in one go. Because what I previously have done is, and I regret it, I individually started to upgrade things, usually by buying cheaper stuff off of Amazon, and it's going to be a much better deal to just get it all done in one shot. That was just me. You might feel differently about that, but that's who this is for. And you might be asking yourself, well, if I have a $200 pressure washer, why would I spend $300 on an accessory kit? Well, the reason is this accessory kit is going to most likely outlive your pressure washer, especially those cheap ones, and you can adapt this to pretty much any pressure washer, and you don't need to worry about the pressure washer. Is just like the engine that drives all this. You can always replace that with a better pressure washer, continue to use these accessories as long as they fit the specs that are provided by Active. Okay, so that's why I'd recommend buying the accessory kit if you actually want to get a better pressure washer experience from your pressure washer. Could you go cheaper with a lot of these things? Yeah, you probably could. Not a lot of companies offer these kits. I mean, I know MTM does, but that's about it. Now, suggestions to Active in terms of just some stuff, my own feedback. What I wrote was either I feel truly that Active should increase the value of this kit a little bit. And I say that not just to shit on them, but or to pick on them or to just pick a reason to kind of like have a con. But I say it because for at the time of this recording, I think like $310, or it might even be on sale. Yeah, it is on sale. 272.95 USD will get you the MTM kit, which does include the other adapter, by the way. So that kit includes the MTM SGS 28, includes a 50-foot hose, the bent lance, the foam cannon with a wide mouth, and 2 adapters. So everything this kit includes and more for pretty much the same price. And most of those items, including the gun, are made in Italy. And I'm not sure where most of the active stuff is made. I think Thailand. Maybe some of it's made in China. But being that, I know and I get you did your research and development and you have costs associated with that, I still think that there should be a bit more value here. And you might disagree with me on that, which you can let me know in the comments, but that's just how I feel. So, what else did I write here? So, decrease bundle price would be one way to kind of increase the value. You can make it $250 for the bundle. I think that would be kind of a cool thing to do for your customers. Or better yet, keep the price the same. Include one of the M22x15 adapters, which is a pretty easy thing to do for you. And if you want to really make it valuable, you have your quick connect kit that you sell on your website, which is $60 and includes like your garden hose adapters for the pressure washer, a couple other quick connects, all stainless steel. It is retail $60. If you include that for the same bundle price with the other adapter, I think that would be an awesome deal for customers. Now, that's just my opinion. Overall, though, I recommend this kit. For sure I do. I actually have been using the active gun more than my MTM, and I actually like it better. I like the hose better from MTM rather than active, but that's just, me. I have been using the foam cannon quite a bit as well. If you want to see a comparison video, like I said, let me know in the comments. If I missed anything in this video, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll be happy to answer that. That all being said, I will see you on the next one. Peace out.